Air fried boiled eggs. And I'm kind of struggling with that title, but hey, you can do it. And I've seen videos and I've seen recipes on how to do it. So we're going to use pretty much Instant Pot's Vortex 6, which is nothing but pretty much a standalone air fryer. I mean, it doesn't pressure cook and it certainly doesn't boil. But we're fixing to do hard-boiled eggs in an air fryer. I'm John Sanders, also known as Jelly 007. Let's hard-boil some eggs in an air fryer. Okay, so for all the videos I've seen on air frying eggs, the times and temps have been all over the board. Not to mention that I haven't really seen any that were done quite like I like. Some of them were, a little undercooked in the middle, I'd say. So what I'm going to do is 275 degrees for 20 minutes for those 9 eggs. Then we're going to put them in an ice bath, which I'll explain in a minute. But the first thing we have to do, preheat this unit. Air fry, and it's already set for 20 minutes, 275 degrees. Hit start. As soon as it says add food, I'll be right back and we will put those eggs in there. Okay, there is our add food message. So I'll open that up, put all 9 eggs in on the trivet carefully. And you'll also have to remember you can't slam this shut. But all we got to do is ease this closed. It's off and running, and if you notice I've added a bowl, that's because I've decided to pull some out at 17 minutes, which means 3 minutes will be left to see the difference. I'm going to pull 2 out at 17 minutes to see if there's a lot of difference, so be back then. Okay, so while we got a minute, I want to shout a couple people out. Dean's Mayhem, and this is really how I do boiled eggs now. And I about 8 months ago I did a video in a pressure cooker, which works excellent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I got this and I want to try it, and I think it has some advantages, and I'll explain that in a minute. But he says, if you watch this video, you can see right here I'm dropping them in ice. Well, they shell. You don't lose any. I mean, it's amazing. Well, here he says, if you crack the eggs before putting them in the cold water, they will peel even easier. Said, trust me, give it a try. Well, I did. I gave it a try, and he was right. I mean, you pretty much can shell the egg one-handed in the ice water. Well, even a month later, Carl Reno 2 mentioned, he said, the only thing I did different was I tapped them on the counter and then put them in the ice bath. And as I picked them up, they all started to fall out of the shell. Well, he's right. That's exactly what happens. Now, earlier today, 17 hours ago, Braveheart 1971 is the reason I'm doing this, because he brought it back to my memory about doing eggs. And I had saw this recipe of air fryer. So he says, just set the eggs in the bowl. What he means by that is don't use the trivet. I've got 2 of these, but he says don't use the trivet that those are in there. He means just set them in the bottom of the pressure cooker, and then a bowl of cold water without the ice, just like Dean said. So you may not have to use the ice, but I do, and I will tonight, because I like my eggs to cool down. Usually I get them out of there in time before they get cold, but it kind of makes where I can handle them a little faster and a little easier. The next thing is if this works, if you ask me, I know you can boil an egg, you can do a lot of things, but this was $99. You put eggs in and you set the timer on and you walk away, and there's no timer to watch, there's no waiting on water to come to boil. If you're doing it in a pressure cooker, there's no vent to release. I do a 7-minute cook and then I do a quick release. Well, you don't have to be here, literally. You can go do something for 20 minutes. And if this works well, this will be the method I do boiled eggs in now. But anyhow, I'll be back when those are done. Actually, in about whatever that comes to, 7 more minutes. When we get down to 3 minutes, we're going to drop those in the ice. And I'm going to crack them first, so we'll see. Okay, so there we are at 17 minutes. I'm going to pull this middle egg out. I'm going to pop it just crack it like twice right there, drop it in the ice water, and then one more right there, and that's a 17-minute egg, both of them cracked and in the ice water. And there we go to finish the the 20 minutes. Now I think I heard an egg roll off of there, so we may have one loose, but they're already done enough that shouldn't hurt. So I'm gonna get this bucket ready for the other 7 eggs. Okay, we are at the end, so we're gonna pull the remaining 7 eggs out. Yep, I thought I heard one go down, but all we're gonna do is pop them open, and I'm gonna show you these little brown spots they get. I don't know what that's about, but they're very hot, but there you go. They get some little brown spots, but I can't imagine that affecting anything that matters. So, cracking them each one, because that's what I do with the pressure cooker now. Thanks, Dean. And I'm gonna drop those in, let them cool a minute. I'm gonna submerge them a little better, and I will be right back. Okay, so those 2 are removed. I feel positive they're cool enough right now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna set that back right there. And I'm just gonna, well, I'm gonna do it out here where you can see it, but I don't know that it feels as, well, yeah, there it goes, there it goes. I mean, from the pressure cooker, and this looks like the same thing, you don't lose eggs. I mean, it's not like all the times I've ever tried to shell eggs, you lose. You have to put in, if you want 12, you got to put in, 18, 15 at minimum. And I may be in a little bit of a hurry. I'll slow down just a little bit, but you can see, I think it's peeling absolutely perfect, and nothing wrong with that. And just rinse it off a little bit. Now we're going to see how done the 17-minute eggs are. So, take this knife right here. I'll move that one. We're going to cut it just like this. And hey, that's pretty close. I do see a little bit of light right there, so I mean, that's pretty close to I'd say soft boiled. You could wait 15 minutes and have soft boiled. I'm gonna see if I can get a better light for this. But you're pretty close right there to it, There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. But if you look, there's a little bit of a somewhat underdone right there at the bottom. But absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, absolutely nothing wrong with it. We'll cut the other one because we can. And in fact, this one, pretty close to the same, but I'd say those are pretty much even done for me. And I just about say they are. I'm gonna get the others out now, which are the 20-minute eggs. And we'll see how they shell. It could be a little bit of difference, but I kind of doubt it. Again, you rarely lose an egg. If you like to do deviled eggs, man, this is the way, either pressure cooking or obviously this. And now you can see that's a little brown on one end, if that matters to you. But for deviled eggs, it might, but you get some of that sometimes. But the main thing is the way they shell. And because you don't lose them. I mean, they're all good for deviled eggs. And I ain't got to tell you, that right there, 20 minutes at 275 is, that's going to be really, really hard to beat. Again, many ways to do boiled eggs. And I'm going to see, I hope you can see what I'm doing, how easy they're peeling. Many ways to do boiled eggs, but not many that convenient, even a pressure cooker, honestly. I mean, you walk away from it and 20 minutes and you just leave. Now you can see it does have a dark spot. I don't want to mislead you, but I mean, as far as being done and a perfectly shellable egg, I don't know. You won't beat that very often. I don't know how you would. You won't do it boiling in water, or I've never done it boiling in water. And I'm gonna do one more, and we're gonna get out of here. And I'm gonna eat one maybe. I just want to see if they're all got that dark spot. And there's where it's coming from. See, in that shell. So, you know, it could be the eggs I have. I bought them today. Though. So, you know, I don't know that that's if that bothers you. It would not me, but it might some people. So I want to make you aware of it. But I have not damaged an egg outer white yet. Not a single one. So we're going to split this in one more time, then we're going to be done with this demonstration. I mean, you tell me. If you've done it before, you know what I mean by shelling eggs for deviled eggs. And I don't think you'll beat that. I just don't. I mean, I could do another one. I'm not, though. Anyhow, hey, thank y'all for watching my video. I appreciate it, every one of you. Hey, I love y'all all, like I say all the time. And air fried hard boiled eggs. Pretty amazing that air fried boiled eggs. I mean, that just goes against everything. They're not fried. They're not boiled. They're air fried boiled, what you would get from boiling an egg. I ain't got to explain that any further. That's a lot better than a boiled egg. Or easier to shell, and nothing wrong with them, cooked perfect. So anyhow, y'all have a good night. Come back to see me again. I love y'all all, and I'll put some stuff up for y'all to look at. I'll try and put my big head for you to touch over there somewhere, and all the above. Y'all have a good night. Come back to see me. Bye bye.